I think today might turn out to be an inside day. Or I could do some wet sandblasting. Doesn't really matter what the weather's like if you're wet sandblasting. I've bread bagged the wires, got everything wrapped up nice and tidy, pulled the floor out. And in the engine bay I've wrapped bread bags around the wiring on that side. Really all that's left to do is put a big black garbage sack around the motor and I'm ready to start sandblasting the firewall. But last night I was chatting in the comments with 3 of my subscribers. They all had things to say about getting this fan off. So big thanks to Wayne Benson, who reckons it should be a left-hand thread. Noel Whittle also said it'll be a reverse thread on the clutch. And Zingerman 101, he said, what gave me the clue? The fan undoes the way it rotates. So I'm going to have to listen to you guys. And I'm out here this morning, giving it the big bash the other way. This really does go against my gut feelings because after watching the video of the guy undoing the fan off the Rover motor, it went to the left, as a normal bolt does. But oh my god, it's starting to move, and it's off. So you guys were right. Thank you very, very much. Please treat those firewall shots as the before shots, because I'm going to get the water blasting gear out, and I'm going to sandblast the firewall, and we'll get some aftershots. I don't use proper sandblasting sand, I use just sieved beach sand. So it's not as aggressive as a real commercial sandblaster, but it does get the job done. It's a little bit slow, and being wet you get a bloom of rust straight away, so you have to dry it manually and get the rust preventative on straight away. My sand's a little bit damp and it stops every now and again, but even though it has its faults, it is awesome to have a little sandblaster at home that's grunty enough to be able to handle jobs like this. So now the firewall's dried, I've blown all the seams out with the air, and now I'm spraying rust converter over it because it'll be a day or two until I can get a coat of primer on. Can you see that small piece of black tape near the centre of the bulkhead? That's covering up a genuine Landrover label, a manufacturing label that denotes it as a genuine V8 Stage 1. So I've decided to protect that, and I'll feather into it later when I start painting and mask nicely around it. But for now I just wanted to make sure that I didn't belt it with a sandblaster. So under there's some delicate little Landrover labelling. Hey, remember a couple of videos back I showed you guys how the ravages of the hot New Zealand sun takes out the plastic reservoir on these things between the guard and the bonnet. Normally I put a bit of reflective silver foil on them, but this one's a bit far gone. Before I do that, I'm going to put a big daub of 5 minutes epoxy resin into the side of the reservoir to hopefully strengthen up that degraded plastic. The skills I learnt in cake icing class are finally going to be used. If you look at my other videos, you'll see that restoring, recycling, repairing, rebuilding is a theme of everything I do on this channel. If saving money and recycling is your thing, why not subscribe to the channel? Whee! Yeah, I don't want it hitting the floor. It's $160, I think. You can't buy the master cylinder reservoir separate. You have to buy the whole unit. I got caught out last time. One pass with the water blaster across it and I blew a hole in the side. So there we go. Wipe it over. And there's the finished thing. When that's hard, I can put the reflective silver foil tape on there and it should never cause another problem.